What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within patch 11.1. So we are currently on day 1 of the patch 11.1 on Europe, and I've been playing the patch for a couple of hours now, and I wanted to give a couple of updates on what's happening in the patch, gold making wise, and talk about my plans and just a couple of ideas here when it comes to gold making early on in patch 11.1, and give you a TLDR on what's new in the patch as well. Just talking about gold making really based on the information I have so far, and I'm just gonna say I've been playing the patch for exactly 3 hours now, and I'm already level 5, or renowned level 5, there we go, with the Cartels of Undermine. That was basically my first goal of the patch, to get to renowned level 5 to start getting the profession recipes. I'm just gonna say though, the profitability here for these recipes is already down to the floor. If I can get to renowned level 5 in 3 hours of gameplay with just casually playing the game and doing some quests, this is a lower requirement, and that means that these will be oversupplied on the auction house, and therefore the profitability will be very, very low. That being said, the cartel contract, for example, is very likely going to be more profitable and sell faster than the other contract. At the moment though, it's not the most profitable one. If I go to the auction house right now with the Traders Gilded Brutasaur, we can go to the auction house right here, search up contract, and what I like to do here is search up contract, go to filter, current expansion only, and that way you can see all different contracts. Here we currently have the Cartels of Undermine rank 3 is 1920 gold. We also have Hallowfall Arathi 1.8, Council of Dornogal 2.3, and Assembly of the Deeps 5k. Then we have Severed Threads, which is obviously very, very low. Now, for rank 2, this is usually where the profitability will be, if you can mass craft rank 2 and sell those, because not everyone wants to go for a rank 3. That being said, rank 3 being 2000 gold is a pretty fair price, and it's something that almost everyone can and very likely will go for when it's only 2000 gold, and this one will give you 15 reputation when you do world quests in the War Within to the cartels. So it's already down to less than 2000 gold. I just want to put that out there, so you don't try to rush for this, thinking you will get rich, because you very likely will not. That being said, if you are a scribe, you can also get to renown level 5 to get the recipe to start making Vantus runes, and once again here as well, we're going to go for current expansion only, and here you can currently make Vantus runes for the Liberation of Undermine. Now, right now, these are lower priced than Nerebar Palace, but in this case, for example, you could craft these now and hold on to them, and sell them when the actual raid comes out, because right now, nobody wants to have them, but starting next week, everyone wants to have them. So you might be able to make a decent chunk of gold by crafting now and just holding on to it, but spending your concentration ahead of time. Now then, let's talk about some active ways to make gold in patch 11.1 that is new to 11.1, and for this I have more detailed videos when it comes to exclusive videos that I have a Goldmaking Guide for, which you haven't checked out. If you haven't checked it out yet, there's going to be a link down below, and for patch 11.1 I will be focusing more on exclusive content, simply because I have so many other things going on YouTube right now, covering some various servers. We have Classic WoW, Cataclysm Classic, Season of Discovery, so many different versions of WoW that I'm trying to cover. So for 11.1 there will be a little bit more exclusive content. So if you want to have access to that exclusive content, this guide is the one to have, and it also teaches you pretty much everything you want to know about gold making all in one place, and it's a one-time payment. So check it out, the link is down below, and you will also get access to an amazing Discord server full of people that are also interested in making gold in the War Within, and that Discord server is also where you get early access to videos and exclusive videos as well. So first of all, when it comes to active ways to make gold in the War Within in patch 11.1, it's going to be a lot of the old farms we did back before 11.1, which are now better because BOEs have been scaled up. So if I go to the auction house right now, we can try to see if we can find any of these BOEs. So we can, for example, search for only rare. I mean, you can do rare and uncommon, I guess, but we're going to search for armor here, and we're going to try to find the highest item level ones. So here you can see 603 item level items posted on the auction house. It says binds when picked up here, but I mean, they're on the auction house, so I'm guessing they're not. And as you can see here, hovering over it, binds when equipped, 603 item level, and upgrade level Explorer 3 out of 8. So these are basically the new BOEs we have in patch 11.1, and the thing is, you don't have to be in the Undermine zone to farm these. You can do the old farms we were doing back in the day, like any of the cloth farms, any of the skinning farms. They are now simply improved due to the fact that you can now get these items, regular BOE items, and this is kind of RNG, because some items will always be more valuable than other ones, like for example rings, trinkets, necklaces, any of those miscellaneous items, or even weapons. So some items will once again be way more valuable, and if you proc them with speed, that is a very good stat to have, and it will be once again even more valuable, or if you get leech and avoidance for raiders as well. So for this, you can simply go to the pre-made group finder, go to custom and find a group, and over here you will typically find a bunch of groups looking for example, bee wolf grinding. You will also find cloth farming groups as well that are also farming, so bee and wolf skinning, cloth farming groups, any of those, you can then join those and start farming. It's typically pretty simple, and there should be groups up and going pretty much all the time, and once again you can farm these new BOEs, not just in the Undermine zone, but any zone in the War Within. So you can go back and do cloth farming in Isle of Dorn, or you can also do skinning farming in Isle of Dorn, all of those things. Now, when it comes to targeting those brand new BOEs, you want to try to aim for the highest kills per hour in your farm, if you are mainly focusing on the BOE aspect. Otherwise, you can keep farming cloth or skinning and focus on that as the main steady income, and then just look at the BOEs as a bonus to your farms. 603 item level is a good place to start for alts as well, so a bunch of people will buy these items provided they are cheap enough. Or if you proc some good stats, you can sell them for tens of thousands, like rings for example. Back in the patch 11.0, they were selling for a lot, even necklaces. And when it comes to these BOE items, I will have an exclusive video coming out in the next couple of weeks, talking about how to make even more gold with this, and it's something you can use throughout the entirety of patch 11.1, so look forward to that. Next up we have farming rares. Farming rares, I have another video on this, talking even more about this in detail, once again exclusive. And over here we're going to be focusing on farming rares as much as you can in the Undermine zone. And the reason for that is kind of twofold. First of all, we have a couple of new items now, the hand crank fuel injector, the hand crank fuel tank, and we also have the hand crank mounting system, basically all of these items right here, and they are used to add an item to your breakneck, basically the mount we have in patch 11.1, and you can then increase the speed. It's basically a speed enhancement or a drift enhancement you can add to your it's a turbo you can add to your car, right? And the thing is, the actual item that you're making here, it's bound on equip, but all of these items right here used to make that, they are tradable and they are sellable. So hovering over these, you can see they have their prices are varying quite a bit. Like this one right here, 5,000 gold or 4.9. This one 9,000 gold. This one same as the other one, 4.9. This one is 14.5. This one is 9k. So like 14.5, 9k, 9.9k, 9k and 14.5. So if you can get all of these items, you can either sell them on the auction house or upgrade your own car. And the car is a new system in patch 11.1. People will want to upgrade their car the best they can. And these items right here, they are RNG items that are dropping from rares in the open world. All of these that I have in my bags right now I've gotten on one character, and so far, every time I kill a rare, they have a 100% drop chance of this. This means two things. Number one, these might be high in price in day 1 and day 2, due to the fact that people now have their car, they're looking for car enhancements, it's a new item, people want to buy it, and if they kill enough rares and they're missing one item, they might want to buy that one instead of keeping on farming, because as you can see right here, I have duplicates, so you might get 10 of these items, but you might still be missing one to complete the entire set. So people might buy these early to get that item, but the thing is, over time, people will have this item and will not buy it anymore. It's simple supply and demand. Right now demand is huge, supply is also huge, but over time demand will absolutely tank, and also people are getting it once again on every single kill, not just on your main but also on your alt. But for now, it could absolutely be a very good way to both make some gold and farm, for example, renown at the same time, because you get about 50 renown, I believe, for every single rare you kill. So just go out there, kill some rares, get some items, and get some gold at the same time. You can also gear yourself up, or gear up your alts by doing rares as well. So for example, I have these, the Iron Fang Plate Leg Guards, which is 610 item level and warbound until equipped. We also have the Rat Fang Toxin, which is a trinket, which is also warbound until equipped and 610 item level. So once again, I have only done the Undermine on this character so far, at least been doing rares and questing. So for me, rares are pretty good. You can make a bunch of gold and get a bunch of gear to send to your alt as well at the same time. Now speaking of rares, there's one more reason to do rares, and once again I have talked about this in the past as well, but this is another mount, or like item related to a mount you can farm from rares. So we have the Miscellaneous Mechanica. This is a material, kind of, or a currency, look at it as you will. You can basically have this in your bag, and you can see here, binds to warband, so you cannot sell this item. That being said, it can be used to buy certain items that are sellable. So for example, these blue items here, they are battle pets. You can basically buy these battle pets, cage them, and sell them on the auction house. Or you also have 3 mounts. We have the Margin Manipulator, we have the Asset Advocator, and we have the Innovation Investigator. And as I'm hovering over these, you might notice they are all bind when used. So this one right here, bind when used, and also bind when used. That means you can trade and put these on the auction house and make gold from this as well. And these will cost you 25 each. And going over to dropping, they're dropping from rares, and as you can see, the drop rate is not that high. They are ranging from 9% to 6% and a lot of 4%ers and 3%ers. If I had to guess, I'm thinking it's about 5% drop chance per rare, and some might have a slightly higher drop chance, some might have a slightly lower one, but I want to say roughly about 5%, which means on average, 1 kill every 20 kills, you should be getting one of these. And you also need 25. Now the good thing here is that this right here can be dropped by rares. It might also be something you loot from other sources as well, but for now we know it's dropping from rares, and the rares can be looted on every single character you have. So for example, if you're playing 2 accounts at the same time, you can simply follow your main account and get 1 hit or be in a group with your main account, and therefore you can loot a rare kill on 2 accounts at the same time. Alternatively, if you only have 1 account, you can do what I'm doing for example right now, is I'm clearing out every single rare in the Undermine on this character, and then I'm gonna jump on to character number 2 and do the exact same thing. Now if you are level 70 or less than level 80, you need to get yourself summoned to the zone, but if you're level 80, you will have a teleporter once you have gone through the main quest line. So once you have gone through the quest line, you don't even have to go through that much, you will access this teleporter right here, teleporter to Dornogal, and in Dornogal you will also have a similar teleporter teleporting you right back here. So clicking on Dornogal, for example, you will see, there we go, there's going to be a teleporter to the Undermine right here in Dornogal. So let's have a quick recap on gold making at the moment in patch 11.1 just to cover what's new and what you can focus on. Number 1, get your renown to level 5 to get those brand new recipes. Even though they might not be as profitable as you were hoping, it's still good to have, and it's something new for professions in patch 11.1, and we also have the Vantage rune that will be way more important next week than it is this week. Number 2, you can still farm gold, you can do the old gold farms and get brand new upgraded BOEs at the same time, which could be selling for a lot of gold, especially right now, really early, but I suspect these brand new BOEs, 603 item level, they will be selling for quite a while, so you can probably use these to boost your gold per hour for weeks ahead, and make a bunch of gold from simply doing your regular gold farms. And next up, farm rares. This kind of ties into advice number 1, which is like farming renown. So farming rares is a part of that, and you can farm gold at the same time. And once you have cleared out the rares on character number 1, go and do it on character number 2, and that way you are making even more gold as well. Plus you can gear yourself up at the same time through warbound gear. Overall, the patch itself doesn't seem to have too many new things when it comes to gold making. It has a couple of brand new reputations or profession recipes, and it also has a couple of new items you can farm for example the farmable mounts. And I'm just gonna say, when it comes to farming these rares and getting those mounts, for example, that could be a long-term farm. It's something you can come back and do in future expansions, because sellable mounts will always be a good thing. If you can sell the mount in the next expansion as well, it could be a good way to make gold in the next expansion. And for anyone who's into investing, for example, at the end of the Undermined patch, you could be able to buy those mounts somewhat cheap. And then in the next expansion, you might be able to sell them for 3 times that price. And I will also say that the upgraded BOEs that we're getting from farming now is an absolute lifesaver to anyone who wants to farm their gold by effectively farming. When it comes to hyper farming like 2x4 or simply 5-man farming as well, it is an absolute lifesaver. It will increase your gold per hour by at least 10,000 gold per hour, if not even more. Once again, it's a little bit RNG, so if you just farm for 1 hour, you might not get a single BOE. But the next hour, you might get 10 BOEs. So for those BOEs, you simply have to farm a lot to make that RNG even itself out. But over time, I think at the moment in week 1 it will add about 20,000 gold per hour to your farms, and then in week 2 it might go down to 10k, and so on and so on. It will add less and less every single week, but for now it's looking pretty good. And even though the quantity of content we got when it comes to gold making isn't really the best, I would say the quality is okay. So let me know your plans for 11.1 in the comments, and once again I will probably have a exclusive video coming out in the next week or so, talking more about how to make more gold in 11.1. That will once again be exclusive to people that have my gold making guide, which if you don't have it yet, you can check it out through the link down below, and that way you will learn way more about gold making in the War Within, not just for 11.1, but for the entire expansion. And if you do buy the guide, thank you so much, your support means absolutely everything. So thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it. Once again, I would love to hear your plans in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.